All right, bud. Time for Dad Show. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Hump Day edition of Morning
Scone.
Presented by
Brock.
Morning Scone, presented by Brock. Indeed, that's what it is. Matt, Drew is here. Say hi, bud.
Willie Giant.
Willie the Giant. Drew loves watching Willie the Giant on Mickey Mouse, and he's going to check that out, apparently. Oh, I'm going to mute this. Got a little audio. Did he make? Yep, he made it out of there. All right, y'all. LSU baseball loses last night to Northwestern State, but boy, that wasn't the story. We'll get to what the story was. Y'all missed it. How about Odell Beckham joining Jarvis Landry in Cleveland?
Happy birthday.
You guys say happy birthday, dear Aiden. Happy birthday, dear Aiden. You say happy birthday, Aiden?
Aiden car.
Aiden does not have a car. Aiden's a baby.
Oh, wow.
But Aiden rides in Lily's car.
Mommy car.
Mommy does have a car. That's very good. Who else has a car? Does Daddy have a car? Huh? Okay.
A shower.
And we went to Alexander's. We did. Yep, you got it. Okay. So Odell and Jarvis reunited. How about that? Good times, man. Good times. Latavius Murray, new Saints running back, means Mark Ingram is a gone pecan. Had a good conversation with Chris Banjo yesterday on AFR. Hopefully y'all caught that. Let's say some good mornings. Kirk Taylor, Cheryl, good morning. Stephen Miller, what's up, brah? Zachary, Courtney, good morning. Kyle Gallo. Megan Hurst, good morning. Randy Dabdoob. Boy, OTB is fired up this morning. Man, I haven't heard what they're talking about. I'll catch up. I always go back after we finish this. I always go back and listen to them on demand. Willie Giant, y'all should too. Willie Giant. Okay. Let's see. Adam Tower, Terry Reshot. Oh, is Willie Giant over? Do we need to start Willie Giant over? Let's see. We can go look for it. Let's go look for Willie the Giant. So, Drew's episode of Willie the Giant that he enjoys, Mickey's Big Job, where he has to go to the Giant's house and do all of his chores, which, by the way... Oh, okay. So, by the way, I mean, Willie kind of sucks. He's got to go to his mom's house and stuff, and so he asks all the clubhouse friends to, to do all of his chores while he's gone. And I don't know, man. It seems kind of lazy to me. It's like, yo, dog, couldn't you just, handle all that before you leave? And then whenever they so they do all the chores for him. They do all the chores for him. And when he gets back, he gives him half of a cookie. It's like, what's your cookie? What's your cash, bruh? Just tell me a cookie. I mean, that's a kick in the nether regions, what that is. They do old boy's chores, and all they do is give him half a cookie. I mean, it's not like the chores are that big. It's like making his bed and feeding the chickens. It's like, come on, man. Take care of it. Be a grown-up, Willie. Whatever. Dan Dakota, good morning. Don Lee Jolibois, good morning. Brian Myers, finally getting emails from Morning Scone. Signed up a while back too. Interesting. So I don't know why you're just getting them, but I'm glad you are. It might have been going to junk mail. Maybe check that to make sure you're not. It doesn't look like it's going to your junk mail folder. And what you'll also find, Brian. By the way, if you don't sign up for Morning Scone or you haven't, please do so, and also please hit the share button. As you start to click on links, right? So the algorithm will learn what you like, maybe certain sources or stories about LSU or the Saints or whatever. And so it'll start to prioritize those stories for you. Because, I mean, I may interact with 100 pieces of content during the day, but you're only going to get 10 in that email. So it's going to prioritize what you want, so everybody's email is different. So go to morningscone.com. But cool, thank you, Brian. Frankie Schmidt, good morning. Brian Ashcraft, does Volkswagen make trucks? Asking for my people in Livingston Parish. They do not, no trucks. Let's see. Jordy made so many great points just now. I got to go back and listen. All right, so about the bottom of the hour. Terry Richard, Frankie Schmidt, good morning. Brady Smith, David Morrell. All right, let's talk about it. Sam Bacon. Hey, Erica, good morning. Baby should go to work. Don't get fired. Watching Facebook Live while you're at work. So LSU baseball loses last night at Northwestern State. As I mentioned, though, that is not the story. As we talked about yesterday, they lost 3-1. Literally the first batter of the game was Josh Smith, who drew a walk. And then Zach Watson got an infield hit. And then they double steal. And I think Cabrera rolled over one to the right side and got Josh Smith home. So the first batter of the game for LSU scored. That was the only one they got. Old boy from Hi. This box score. Hi, what can I help you with? Huh? Oh, look, here's Dad's show. That's the exact same thing that I was thinking. Uh-huh. You got long fingernails, kiddo. We got to clip those fingernails. Hey, listen, I was trying to tell everybody about the baseball game last night. Can I finish doing that? You want to come sit on Daddy's lap? Okay, cool. All right, we'll go watch Willie Giant, and we'll talk later. Shout out to Brock Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, title sponsor of our Morning Scone every day. So they're tagged in this post. If you could like Brock, that would be awesome. Let's see. So I was looking for the box score. Doggone it. I don't see it on here. Whatever. So Josh Smith scored. He was the Josh Smith. So he was the first batter. Scores. That's all LSU got. The kid from Northwestern State, pretty good. I mean, you could tell they threw their guy, and it makes sense. If you're Northwestern State, obviously your way to get into regionals is you win. You win your conference tournament. And if you don't win your conference tournament, then your only other shot to get in is an at-large. And to do so, you're going to need wins like, hey, we beat LSU. You know what I mean? So winning that game was massively important for Northwestern State. So they threw their guy, senior Cullen McDonald. He's thrown a bunch of innings for them. In like 13 innings on the season, I think he had 11 strikeouts and no walks coming into the game. He's their guy. Sub-1 ERA. He's their guy. And he was good. He went 7 2/3, 1 run on 5 hits, struck out 5, walked 3, threw 126 pitches. 126 pitches. I mean, you could tell they were desperate to win that game. Moo! You watching the zoo? The animals on the farm? You want Daddy hold you? Hey, can you use your words, please? Say, Daddy, hold me.
Hold me.
Hold me. Okay. Well, then come here. Hey, can you please use your words?
I like it.
I think that doesn't make sense what you just said. And no, listen to me. Listen to me. We're not going to fuss. You either come sit with Daddy, or you can go watch Mickey's Big Job. Okay. Willie the Giant. Okay, sit with Daddy. That always makes Daddy happy. So, anyway, the story was not...
Yeah.
Okay, look.
Yeah.
The story of the game was not LSU losing. The story of the game was Landon Marceau. That was the thing going in yesterday we talked about. If Marceau pitched well, then he was really pitching for his Sunday opportunity. Because if Marceau pitched well, then this weekend to start SEC play, you're going to go Hess, Henry, Marceau. But they needed Marceau to show that he could throw the ball over the plate and be the guy that they hoped he'd be when he came in, which is why they stuck him in the Saturday role and all that stuff. Well, Landon Marceau, if you didn't watch it last night, through 3 innings, was perfect.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy
Happy birthday, dear Aiden. You say happy birthday, Aiden?
Yeah.
So, I need to figure out what you're saying there. I don't know what that is. So, Marceau, 3 innings,
Mommy
perfect.
call.
Faced the minimum, 9
Mommy
up,
call.
9 down, 3
Mommy
strikeouts. Mommy car. Nobody even hit a ball hard against him. He commanded the zone. He needed just 31 pitches to get through 3 innings. Remember, I talk often about, the general rule is, as a pitcher, you want to be in the 12 to 15 pitch per inning range. That's like where you're maxing out efficiency, how you can get through a ball game. So through 3 innings, you'd want to be in the 36 to 45 pitch range. He got through 3 innings in 31 pitches. I mean, it was I don't know if the kid broke a sweat. He was phenomenal. So Landon Marshall is going to start on Sunday. They're going to give him today, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday off, and he's going to start Sunday. My guess is Paul starts Eric Walker tonight and lets him go an inning or 2, and then Walker is probably your reliever out of the bullpen Saturday or Sunday, depending on how he feels, and then they'll bring Hilliard out of the bullpen following Hess on Friday. Hilliard threw 2 innings last night, threw 29 pitches. So that's the other story. Marceau and Hilliard were awesome, and through 5 innings, the Northwestern State had 2 base runners. Hilliard clipped the kid's pant leg, stupid, and gave up a bloop single. When I say a bloop, I mean the kid flared it off the end of his bat, and it barely got over Josh Smith's head at shortstop and landed just barely in the grass. So happens. But that's it. Through 5 innings, Northwestern State had 2 base runners and did not hit a ball hard. Then in the 6th, they went to Aaron George, and he loaded the bases. Infield hit, base hit to left, walked the guy, bases loaded, no out. They bring in Beck. Beck gets a strikeout, an infield pop-up, and so he's about to get out of it. And then he throws a wild pitch. Actually, it should have been a pass ball. Let me see how they ruled it. Nope, they ruled it a wild pitch. That should have been a pass ball. It hit old boy Mathis in the glove. It was a low fastball. He just missed it. So a run came home, so it's tied. And then Beck was working the count against this guy and just gave up a double. So 3-1. Then in the 8th, LSU had 2nd and 3rd with Cabrera up and 2 outs, and he grounded out. He hit a chopper over the pitcher's mound, shortstop fielded it. It was a really nice play by the shortstop. But that would have scored 2 runs and would have won the game, or tied it for LSU. But anyway, that's inconsequential. Vetmeyer was really good. He pitched 1 inning, struck out 2. He did walk a guy. And then Peterson came in the 8th and looked like Todd Peterson. Todd Peterson came in and retired the side, struck out the side on 12 pitches. I mean, he was throwing gas at like 97. It was phenomenal. He looked like Todd Peterson. So overall, man, LSU's arms looked, Aaron George didn't, but LSU's arms were phenomenal last night, and that's the biggest takeaway by a million miles. Don't get caught up in 3-1. It just don't matter. If they really were desperate to win that game, they would have kept Marceau in, and he'd have thrown a perfect game. But man, that the most encouraging thing is Marceau was awesome last night, and probably solidified himself as your Sunday guy, at least starting this weekend with conference play. Let's see, Kendall Nugent. The start by Marceau was crucial, and the 2 innings by Hilliard was big. Yeah, no doubt. Now, the hitting is something that if you're concerned about, there's some legitimacy there. And an 80, crafty 85-mile-an-hour senior kept him off balance, and LSU didn't make great contact last night. They only had really the 2 threats against him, the one in the 1st and the one in the 8th. Where they really threatened. Anyway, Sam Dixon, good morning. Let's see, Charles Rees. Jordy May just had as epic a rant as you. Went off on LSU during hiring process for their football coach. Oh, okay, I'm going to go listen to it for sure. I'm excited now. Kyle Gallo, Willie the Giants on the LSU Board of Supervisors. Jimmy Chestair, what's up, man? Brian Arbor, when was it more over? When the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? The 2017 team lost midweek to South Alabama last night's game. Oh, definitely the 2017 South Alabama. That was the culmination of all the angst. The 2017 South Alabama game is what started the midweek games don't matter rant. That's when I went on the midweek games don't matter rant. Because at that point it wasn't just fans anymore. You even had, and I hate to say it this way because I know how it's going to sound, you had uninformed media members who don't know what they're watching roasting the team as well. And it's like people that should know better didn't. Well, maybe they should know better, I don't know. Willie the Giant. And bless their hearts, but, you know. All right, bud, good job. So, also put Chris Reed in the cleanup spot last night, probably just to take some of the pressure off of Cabrera. Batted Cabrera fifth. Daniel, I think, had the RBI. Let me make sure that I think he had the RBI. I don't think he got a hit, though. Did he? He did have a hit, so he was 1 for 4. He did not have. Who had the RBI? It was Reed. Okay, that's right. It was Reed. Reed bounced out to first and scored the run. That's what it was. Okay. Hi. Let's see. What? Oh, do you wanna hug? You want me to say hold you? Hold me. Say hold me, Daddy. Hold me. Hold me. Sounds like I said homie. Homie the clown. All right, let's get to y'all's comments. I'll talk less. By the way, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. If you've not shared this post yet, please do so. That's a tremendous, tremendous help. If you would do that, I'd appreciate it greatly. Also, if you missed the Riot podcast yesterday, last week, Terrio went like player by player, breaking down LSU's lineup. Yesterday, he did the same with LSU starting pitching. Really good. I just tweeted out a blurb of him talking about Landon Marceau. Some good stuff on Zach Hess, Mikhail Hilliard, Todd Peterson, Cole Henry, all of them. So, Eric Walker, it's good stuff. Let's see. Mike Touche, good morning. Chris Fullerton, Freeport Wade, Craig Dugas, downloaded that. Cool. Andrew Brister, oh no, the season's over, fireman Eric. Ben Clark, Brian Wynn, Jesse Wiley, Jason Johnston, good morning. All right, Kyle. Jordy said the board changed the meeting time and then added people to be in the meeting and told Wade he couldn't have his lawyer in the meeting. Oh. Well, I know this much. Now that is interesting. It's very interesting that he would go on air with that. But I'll tell you this much. I'm sure y'all know this. I don't think that this is breaking news or anything. Jordy and Will are pretty tight. Will goes on the show all the time. Jordy got on the team plane and went with him to Gainesville. So my guess is Jordy's information from one side of the conversation away, I would trust that it's pretty accurate, if you know what I mean. But I got to go listen. I didn't hear it, but I got to go listen. So, but that's, wow. That's interesting. I gotta have to go hear it. My first reaction is I'm surprised he'd say that on air. Because that's super newsworthy. Anyway, I gotta go listen to that. I will. Let's see. James Tyrone, what's up in Nashville? Mike, Craig Dugas, Drew performing a voodoo ritual. No, he ain't doing it. Come on. I think he's just tired. Little boy got up at 4:20 in the morning again. Let's see. Kirk Taylor. People I was arguing with last night were insufferable. Why were you arguing with people? Craig Dugas, until I start watching the second half of the season, I won't trash baseball. You shouldn't trash baseball because, as I've said so many times, this team has so much talent. At some point, they will get all of the ingredients in the pot of gumbo, and they'll cook it together. And whenever it's finished product, it's going to be really good. Hi. Let me see Jaden Hill come back healthy. Let me see Eric Walker and Mikhail Hilliard continue getting stronger. Let's see Marceau round into form. Cabrera's not a 280 hitter. He's a 350 hitter, 330 hitter. When Cabrera hits the streak where his batting average raises 50 points, then you'll go, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Chris Olivia, good morning. Let's see, Kendall Nugent. People out on Twitter last night trying to say we can't hit mediocre pitching was ridiculous. That kid was their stud, and people out here acting like the Tigers can't hit. They can definitely hit. I think their approach at the plate is lacking. One thing, and Terry has talked about this, and since he pointed it out on the podcast last week, I just pay attention to it more, and it's very true. LSU is continuously trying to pull outside pitching, which is stupid. Go the other way. But it seems like the only guys on the team that are willing to go up the middle or the other way are Josh Smith and Chris Reed. The ball that Cabrera hit where he bounced out that ended LSU's threat in the 8th, that went up the middle. It was not a hard hit ball, but at least went up the middle, which was good to see. Sam, if we're fortunate enough to make the CWS, can we lobby to only play in weekend matches just to be sure? I don't think it works that way. One thing about Maneri's teams, they always seem to improve. I'm hoping for that trend to continue, but wow, I'm disappointed so far. You shouldn't be disappointed so far, Nathan. You should just sit back and enjoy the ride of the season because it's a very, very long season, and they've already won a lot of games. Kind and White, Carl the Cat, Dirk Grazer, what's up? Todd Dupuy, good morning. Sean Pumphrey. Let's see. Hey, do we need to vent your belly? Come here, let's vent your belly. All right, y'all sit tight for me. Be right back. We're going to go vent Drew's belly. Vent your belly. Vent your belly. Vent your belly. Baby Drew. Vent your belly. Okay, here we go. Let's get those bubbles. Let's get those bubbles out your belly. Bubbles out your belly. Bubbles out your belly. Come on. Let's get those bubbles out your belly. Bubbles out your belly. Bubbles out your belly. Good stuff. Thank you. Good bubbles. All right. Thank you. Thank you for cooperation. That's a Sesame Street song for you. All right. My apologies. But I think you'll get it. All right, Mark Lacey, good morning. Can't believe nobody wants to talk about Jarvis and Odell. How about Odell going to Cleveland? I know it's going to make a splash because you'll have Baker Mayfield, Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham. I get it. You're going to say, man, either Baker, Jarvis, or Odell, one of those is the third best player on that offense, which is stunning. The problem is you're paying Odell $20 million a year. You're paying Jarvis $20 million a year. You can't sink that much of your salary cap into two receivers. You can't. That's almost a quarter of your salary cap sunk into two wide receivers. You just can't do it. I mean, I love to see Jarvis and Odell together again. I think, whoops. Oh, bud. Oh, he threw up. He threw up all over me. Okay, you can get all your gunk on me. That's fine. Okay, Daddy's got gunk all over him now. Oh, it's on your back too, baby. Oh, sweetheart. He threw up. Okay, let's spit up. Poor guy. Okay, but I am surprised. I'm not surprised. you can't be good. I'm gonna do some research on this today. Like teams that have given receivers $20 million a year, like the richest, even just like the richest contract. When you give people those types of contracts, you don't generally have great team success. The teams that win are like the Saints right now, or the Seahawks whenever they had all those great young players on rookie deals where you're paying your best players dirt cheap. Now, if Baker Mayfield becomes an all-pro quarterback, if Baker Mayfield becomes Pat Mahomes, then, then you got something for sure. For that length of time until you have to pay him. But you just can't build a competent roster 1 to 53 if you have $40 million sunk into 2 wide receivers. Let's see, Lenny Moss, what's up, dude? Let's see, I figured after LSU football ended I wouldn't watch Morning Scone as much, but somehow you drew me in. Capital D, I get it. Let's see, Chuck Sanchez, Jake Nola, good morning. Kyle Gallo, looked like Marceau took Terrier's advice, stop trying to be perfect, pound the zone. That's, man, I think everybody's advice for Marceau, but yes, I mean, it was so good to see him just command the zone last night. It was like, oh, I watched that first inning, and I went, oh, okay, so that's the kid. That's the guy who warranted a 7-figure signing bonus out of high school. Okay, I get it now. Anyway, Jake Moses, what's up, dude? That's my dog. Let's see, Craig Duga. I can't be the only one who waits for the drop after someone says top piece. Oh no, you're not. You're not the only one. Everybody thinks it. Michael Sawyer, good morning. Courtney Storr, Marceau looked a lot better. Hitting has to improve. Go Tigers. I agree with that. Hey, Uncle Mike, good morning. David Hawes. We're going to be hearing the Cleveland drop on AFR a lot this fall. The Cleveland drop is usually reserved for when Cleveland stinks. It's a mocking thing. But, man, if they're actually playing well and winning games, I think they will. I mean, they won 6 games this year. From bagel to 6. And they had a chance. They lost a couple over, like the Saints game. I mean, the guy makes a kick, you win that game. You know what I mean? Anyway, Jeremy Jett, Jason Meigs, good morning. I'm still pissed at Brain for not having long ball on the drop rotation. Yeah, I don't think that was, for those who don't know, that was Stephen A. Smith. I don't think that one stuck. And you have to also kind of like, you have to find a spot for it to fit in. Like Cartwright or Todd Peterson are very obvious ones. A little more difficult to find where you fit in long ball. Let's see. Noah Chillingsworth. Good morning, Matt and Drew. Here comes the doom and gloom from Tiger fans. Yeah, a lot of them. Todd Dupuis. Matt, what has happened to the Bats? First 7 or 8 games, they were tearing the cover off the ball. Now it's like they can't see the ball. Well, early in the season, they feasted on really bad pitching. They played ULM and Army and Air Force and Bryant. And then you go play Texas and Cal and the ace from Northwestern State who's got a good chance to win their conference. You're facing better pitching, frankly. Hey, Aunt Mary, good morning. Margaret DeVilliers, do you think after everything is over, it cut off. Hunt Palmario, good morning, Hoot Palmario. Paul Batts, good morning from Lake Charles.
Good morning.
Hey, he spit up on the front of his onesie. So, well, a little while, and then he hugged me, and so a lot of it got on me. But just FYI. Oh, there we go. Do you think Will Wade will be our coach after all this is over? Now, I got asked that question yesterday, Margaret. I was doing an interview in South Carolina, on a radio station in South Carolina, and they asked me that. And the point I made to them was, I think I've made this here before, you don't suspend someone with the intention of firing them. You suspend them with the intention of bringing them back. It's your punitive measure to build the bridge, so you're disciplining that person with the intent of bringing them back. If they wanted to fire him, they could very easily fire him. So I think they'd like to bring him back. I mean, the impression that I get from the context of the conversations I've had, they're certainly hoping for the best. at LSU, and they want when Will's text to the media last Friday said, it doesn't tell the whole story, and he hopes everyone's patient and lets all the information come out. They're hopeful that when they hear that story, it explains everything, contextually. And right now, you have one uncorroborated, unsubstantiated report. I know Yahoo used quotations, but Yahoo is the only outlet that has reported that. They're the only ones that have heard the tape. So it is still uncorroborated. I'm not saying it's a false report. What I'm saying is it's uncorroborated. Nobody else has reported the same thing. You know what I mean? So the defense attorney clearly is what has leaked. He's leaked the tapes to Yahoo. And we don't know what else is on there. Maybe it's far worse. I don't know. But I think LSU wants... the program is so important. They want him back. Anyway. We'll see. Probable, just not likely? Well, you're kind of contradicting yourself there, Craig. Probable and likely would be the same. Probable means probably. You might want to reverse it. Or maybe possible is what you mean. Possible but not likely? Anyway, Paul Bat Scone, Skip's teams lost at McNeese and Lake Charles and won the College World Series. This isn't unique before conference play. Oh, Paul, I've done this so many times, man, that the whole every team that's lost weekend series and midweek games. But for the Chicken Littles and the Doomsdayers and the Debbie Downers and those that don't really watch the team and just assume LSU's going to win every game it plays, they don't really ever, that falls on deaf ears every year. But yes, you're right. Stephen Miller, so maddening to constantly see our hitters swing at the first pitch after previously getting a batter walked. So that's something I have railed on for a long time. And LSU did draw 4 walks yesterday, but that's something I've railed on for a long time, is the general lack of patience and seeming lack of approach at the plate. And that I think is legitimate. I think LSU is very talented hitters. I don't think there's any doubt. Cade Beloso can hit. Daniel Cabrera can hit. Zach Watson can hit. Josh Smith can hit. Antoine Duplantis obviously can hit. You got a lot of guys. You don't bring Solo Garza in because he can't hit the ball. They got a lot of guys that can hit. I think what they lack against this quality and caliber of pitching is a consistent approach at the plate and going to the plate with a plan. What is your intention? What pitch are you looking for in this at bat, and what is your objective? Is there a guy on second and you're trying to get him in? Is a guy on first, you're trying to go first or third? Are you trying to hit it to the right side? Are you trying to score the runner from third? Are you trying to loft the ball to the outfield? What is your objective in this at bat? Are you trying to just see pitches and drive up pitch count? I don't think, it doesn't appear as though LSU has that plan. It seems like as soon as they see a fastball, they're hacking. Anyway. Todd Cambry. Drew got that onesie game going strong. Match do a show with matching onesies. I'd wear a matching onesie with Drew if I could find my size. I don't think I could, though. Kyle Guy. If Hill, Hilliard, and Walker get fully healthy, it'll be scary how good the staff will be towards the middle of SEC play going to regionals. I agree with that completely. Excuse me. Let's see, Uncle Mike was going to mention what he said. Jordy did quite a rant about the change in meeting time and administration's addition. Legal and board members not allowing Wade to have his legal representation present. I got to go back and listen. So I guess that was that the second segment or the third segment? Was it around 7:30 or 7:15? I need to go back. Cleveland. Dorsey's hitting dingers. Look at the players drafted and signed under 27. Traded one of them, which were Jabril Peppers, and they got Olivier Vernon. I think Cleveland will be okay. I also think you better hope that your young talent sticks around and wins, because you got a lot of money, saddled now with two. The reason I didn't want the Saints to get Antonio Brown is because you got to pay Mike Thomas. You're about to pay Mike Thomas $20 million a year. You can't pay Mike Thomas and Antonio Brown. That's just too much money sunk into one position where they don't even touch the ball every play. Maybe you can afford one premier wide receiver. 2, it's just not smart. It's just not. Anyway. Carl the Cat, it proves that Will Wade is getting railroaded by the Board of Supervisors and F. King. Cleveland will be okay till they pay Baker. Maybe. Likely, actually. Provided he keeps developing, you end up having to pay him $30 million a year. Someone said, okay, so Paul said the Pats have a lot of guys making $800K to $1 million. Okay, but ask yourself this question, Paul. Like, I want you to think about this. How many $20 million a year wide receivers have the Patriots ever had on their roster? I'll wait. Right. Nathan Roy, I'll say this. You won't see Will and Joe working together again. Joe's got to go. Well, man, Joe hired Will. I think Joe wants Will around. Good job to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, sponsor here. Tagged in this post, if you would, like their page. That's a huge help. If you could share this post, that's a huge help as well. And remember, Brock has all the different subspecialties that you might need. Elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, knee, shoulder, spine. I've been there for neck, spine injury. Been there for my Achilles. They can do the MRI and the X-ray in-house there at Brock on Bluebonnet. 8080 Bluebonnet inside the Surgical Specialty Center. Awesome people. Lowell Cormier's there, a minor league for college baseball. I don't quite get it. I mean, there's summer leagues. There's Cape Cod. There's a lot of wooden bat leagues that the college players go and play during the summer. Maybe you're talking about JUCO. I mean, guys can go JUCO before they go, Major D1. Stephen Miller, just don't understand why they don't stick with guards at DH, let it ride until he gets back into the catching position. Bianco at 10 Ks. I agree with that. I think Paul last night was just trying to get Bianco ABs. They know he can hit. They're trying to get him comfortable. But I do agree with you on Garza. Garza struggled to hit the ball, and maybe I'm just biased because I know he worked with Terrio last week, and they seem to have ironed some things out. And then he got an oppo base hit in the 9th inning last Friday in that rally, and I was like, okay. So anyway, I would like to see Garza get some more opportunities. And maybe that'll be tonight. I mean, after Bianco's night last night. But you're right, Bianco strikes out way too much. He does. You just, you got to be able to put the ball in play. You do. I mean, if I can handle it if you're making contact, but you're getting outs. I can't excuse that many strikeouts. When you're striking out in half of your plate appearances, yeah. Let's see, Paul. Did Dorsey create a cap issue at Kansas City? Or Reed and Dorsey fought for control? I have no idea. I don't know anything about the Cleveland Browns front office. Let's see. Confidence continues to grow for Trent Vetmeyer. His ERA continues to drop. Trent's got good stuff, man. He commands it. Remember, he was one of those guys. He pitched in the first game of the season last year. They loved him, man. He kind of had the bleep you mentality. Hard thrower. He just lost. He got roughed up, maybe in the second week of the season last year, and just kind of lost his confidence and never got it back. He's got good stuff though. Dustin Bolello, good morning. Pete, LSU baseball, R.I.P. Craig Dugas, what's more likely to happen? Oliva fired or Wade fired? More likely? Wade. I'm just thinking timeline too. And Stephen, Wade's not going to resign. There's a financial element there. I mean, unless you're working on a big time hypothetical there, but if, he resigned and they agreed to a buyout, like that could happen. But my guess is LSU would try to fire him with cause and pay him $0. That would be my guess. He ain't going to resign. He ain't just going to walk away. Let's see. Bradley Abadi, good morning, Matt. Thoughts on Murray signing yesterday? Missed AFR. You should go listen to it. First segment of AFR yesterday. First segment of the show out the gate talked about it. Generally, I like it. You're getting rid of a 29-year-old running back, but you're signing a 29-year-old running back. Remember, but Murray has only played 5 seasons. Ingram 8 seasons. Went through it. Murray's played in 30-some-odd more games. Ingram has played in 30 more games, 300-plus more carries than Murray. So you're getting 2 guys that are the same age, but one with significantly less wear and tear on his body, and you're getting it for cheaper as well. They offered Ingram $4 million a year. He passed. They signed Murray for $3.5 million a year. I like it. It's a fiscally sound decision. I like it. Trevor Johnson, Corey Messina, good morning. Dusty Revere, what's up? Nick, Eric Hart, good morning. Josh Long, baseball in general has become swing and miss. A lot of it. Brandon Webb, we're missing a legit batting coach, and it shows. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Let's see, Craig Duga, off topic, but for years now I've been hearing of building a new PMAC. Do you think they would move toward a smaller venue, say 7,000 seats? No. Too much money. And they're not going to invest the money to building a new PMAC. Now, they've already invested millions in renovating the PMAC. They renovated the concourse. They put new seats in. They put new lighting in. They just put the new video board. They're not building a new PMAC, no. Let's see. Cody Davis, what's up? Jason Bourgeois, Luke Betts. Hello, Luke Betts from the Londoner. Luke from the Londoner. UCBO. What's up, UCBO? Let's see. Craig, smaller, intimate venues are so much better. Generally speaking, like I think Auburn and Ole Miss have done really good jobs with theirs. A little bit smaller, and new, and a lot of amenities. I don't disagree with that at all. But if you have a 13,000 seat venue and you could sell 13,000 seats, which they did for a chunk of the season this year, but we'll see. Jimmy Bourgeois, can we get Andy Canizero back? No. As long as Paul is coach, there's no way they ever hire Andy back. And quite honestly, considering the reason for which he was fired at Mississippi State, he's back coaching high school. He's at Holy Cross, and he may work his way back up, right? Low-level college, and then potentially sometime far down the road get another opportunity, which is not unprecedented. It's just going to take time. Jason Bourgeois, I know it's real early, but do you see any red flags with LSU offense hitting coach against inferior opponents? So again, Jason, I don't know if you heard before, but LSU destroyed bad pitching early in the season. ULM, Army, Air Force, Bryant. When they played Texas and Cal, and the kid from Northwestern State last night was their dude, is their ace that they threw. I mean, you face better arms. They face better arms. I mean, Cal had some good arms they ran out there. Hi! But that doesn't excuse. Are you making fun of Daddy yawn? Can you yawn? Big yawn? Hey, Drew, big yawn. That's funny. Okay, Daddy's almost done. We're going to wrap this thing up here in a second. Scott Pritchard. Oh, gosh, I got to get going. Kyle, Jordy also talked about how Oliva could be a hero if he throws the board under the bus and resigns. They told him fire less and go get Jimbo, and the board made him look like a dummy because of Shaq. Now they're doing the same. He wants to stick with Will Wade. I do believe, I don't know the thing about Shaq, but I do believe Joe wants to stick with Will Wade. I mean, I think he was willing to do that all along. And I don't know how much of that I've mentioned on air, but I mean, I've hinted at the fact that the board is certainly a giant part of it, where I think they were content to continue proceeding and the board intervened. And that's been my point all along. You got LSU, you got Oliva, you got King, you got the board. You have too many cooks in the kitchen, and nobody knows who's making the final call. Anyway. Craig Duga, is USC going to have to vacate their water polo championships due to Aunt Becky? Good morning, Matt. Jordy had interesting info on how no meeting went down. Thank you, Jamie. Some people have mentioned that. I'm going to go back and listen. Mike Sylvester, what's up? Paul Batts, Bregman has a legitimate beef or he needs to trust his inevitable 9-figure contract. Both. he's worth more than he's getting paid, but that's the collective bargaining agreement. I mean, that's how contracts are structured. I'm sorry you were so good so early. But when you hit free agency, you're going to get a 9-figure salary. And he is, and he's going to get every dollar of it. Just got to be patient, keep playing well. C-Mac, what's up, man? Love the exchange between Jordy and Dickie V on Twitter. Might have to miss Dad Show if he actually comes on OTB. I need to go back and check. I did not see Jordy's exchange with Dickie V on Twitter, but I will absolutely go back and look at it. All right, I got to get out of here. Thanks to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Awesome, awesome people. They're the best. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. 33 board-certified fellowship trained physicians. They're awesome. I mean, the best in the state, right? Brock. Chip Bankston is the Saints orthopedist. He's at Brock. You know what I mean. Mentioned Dr. Brad Collada, Drew's pediatric orthopedic surgeon. He's the best in the state. By the way, Calica, he's at Brock. So you got orthopedic needs, go to Brock. They're in this tag in this post, so please like them. I'd appreciate it. If you have not done so yet, please hit the share button. That's a tremendous help. Please share the post. And we'll see you tomorrow. Later.